going on, everybody? My name is Marcus. Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be kind of a just vlog style video, a little bit of what sold, a little bit of behind the scenes footage. I want to make a correction, guys. In the last video I stated that I make $50 an hour. I did my calculations wrong. Big shout out to B-Dub, who made the comment about if I was making just $50 an hour, I'd only make like $600 a week. So I got to thinking, and what I'm going to do now is just go over the numbers with you guys on the video, so that way you can see just a rough estimate of what I'm making an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the calculator right here, right? Boom, calculator. And so we're just going to do rough estimates right now, guys. So we're going to take this 8057 that I made. This is the month of October 1st through the 31st. So we're going to take 80, 57, 62, and then what we're going to do is divide that by 4. That's going to give us 4 weeks. That's 2014 a week. Now I work 25 hours a week, give or take, so we're going to divide that by 25. That gives me $80 an hour. So $80 an hour is much better than $50 an hour. So, and that's rough estimate, guys, because that still has to have the cost of goods taken out of it as well. So, which isn't very high. I pay $1.56 per item. So 568 items. So let's just see. 8057. Then we can do 568 times $1.56. That's $886 that comes out of that 8057. 8057 62 minus 8886 08. So that's 7171. Okay, so with the inventory cost taken out of it, that's 7171. So we'll divide that by 4. It's 1792 a week, and then we'll divide that by 25. So it's $71 after all the inventory and fees come out. So big shout out to B-Dub. That's just, and like I said, guys, that's just a rough estimate. Some weeks I make more, some months I make more, some days I make less, some days I make more. So with the goal of me trying to raise my ASP on items right now, it's going to get a lot better moving forward. Right now for the month of October, I was at a $26 ASP. The goal is to obviously move that up, right, to as high as I can get it. So with clothing, it's a little bit more difficult to find items that sell for $100 all the time right now. It's possible, it's very, very possible, but it's a little bit more difficult to do that on a consistent basis. But with that being said, let's look at yesterday's numbers. So yesterday I sold 13 items. So far for the day we have 4 sales for 118 bucks. So collectively right now we have 17 orders going out for $429. So that's going to be what I'm getting ready to show you guys in this video of what's getting ready to get pulled. So let's hop into these sales, guys. Big shout out to everybody that subscribed to my other channel, the Christian channel. There is a link down below if you guys are Christians and want to subscribe to the channel, or if you're curious about what it looks like to serve Jesus, check that link out down below. So first item up is going to be 11117. 11. All right, guys, this is a Lucky Brand shirt, men's 2XL. Just a knit, like not a sweatshirt but not a t-shirt either, just a long sleeve shirt. That one sold for 12 bucks. Now what I did do, guys, is I turned back on the 20% off coupon last night to see if it generates a little bit more traffic, because I don't know about you guys, but the last couple days have been kind of slow. So with me only selling 13 items yesterday, it's like maybe I'll turn back on the coupon, see if that works, generates a little bit more traffic. So I'll give you guys a I'll give you guys an update on whether I feel like the coupon converted more sales within like the next week or so, after I get a sample size large enough to give you guys some data from it. Next item, 11887. House sales going for you guys. 11887. 11887. Vintage J.E. Morgan thermal shirt. This sold for 16 bucks. It says it's a 3XL, man, but I don't know. Sometimes them thermal shirts be looking super skeet till you put them on. House sales going for you guys. Is things going the way that you wanted to? I know Bo and I were having a live stream last night on his channel, where we were discussing with people in the chat, and a lot of people were saying things are real slow for them right now. Now, when we do all this talking about whether things are slow or not, there's always going to be somebody that's not seeing any of these downward trends. So take it with a grain of salt, guys. Not everybody's doing bad on eBay right now, and not everybody's doing great. So just be kind of content with where you are, and don't panic. Don't panic. Just keep trying to find the best items you can. If you're selling an item that's in demand, you won't have a problem selling an item. If you're putting junk in your store, you might have a problem selling that item. Got an Indianapolis 500 shirt, men's extra large. That sold for 11 bucks. Got these Nike shorts. These are a men's small. Sold for 16 bucks. Got this vintage Be As You Are shirt. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye on a giant tag. This sold for, that's a men's extra large, sold for 12 bucks. Then we have a Calvin Klein women's large, like sweater vest, puffer vest thing. This sold for 12 bucks. Then we got this GH Bass sleeveless puffer vest jacket thing, sold for, that is a women's medium, sold for $14.50. And we just sold something else. No, it's already been paid for. So I got a question about the inventory system. This is the third time that I've gotten a question on the inventory system in the last 3 videos. In the last video, I did go over how I inventory these items. I get these items from the bins, right? Immediately get dropped off at my mom's house. She washes them, and then they come back in these IKEA bags. She bags them up in trash bags, folds them, puts them in the trash bags, puts them in the IKEA bags. I bring them back, I unload them from the IKEA bags. I lay everything flat just like this, right? So it goes from the table to the photo station. It gets the photos taken. From the photo station, it gets folded, right, with one of these numbers. So I'll take the item after I take the photos and fold it. I'll put a number on it. I'll put it on the scale, and then I'll grab this tag. This is a men's shirt, and if there's any flaws, I'll put snags. I'll put if it's distressed. I'll put if it has holes, pilling, if it has stains, or if it has stains and holes. And I just put these on there. I'll take a photo of it on the scale with the flaws, so my lister knows what gender and what flaws it has. They know what SKU it is. They know what it weighs, so they can put the weight in there. Then I put it in the box. Then I do that again until the box fills up, and then I drop it off in the inventory system. So everything goes in number, in line, in sequential order, right? So everything starts from on this side of this shelf. The oldest of inventory is over there. This is the most recent listings, besides that box that I was just pulling items out of. So this is the oldest, or this is the newest, and these items on the other side are the oldest, and they just go in order. It's like a filing system. So this shelf right here is the start of it. This box right here has my oldest inventory in it. Box number 1, box number 2. Now these numbers don't really mean anything. This is just how I knew which boxes went in what order when I moved to this storage facility. So after a box gets emptied, say this box right here has got all this space in it, what happens is everything gets moved over. So 18044, 18046, this item will go back here, right? And boom, that's how I move it over. Now all this will get smashed forward, and all this will go behind this. And I just do that until the storage is consolidated and all the empty boxes are moved. And it's pretty simple, guys. So I know that's like really kind of like a rough draft of how the inventory system works, but since I've been getting so many questions about it consistently, that's telling me two things. People aren't watching the videos all the way, that's cool, it doesn't matter, but the information is in there. Hopefully this part of the video helps a lot of people, or at least makes more sense of how this inventory system works. All right, guys, we got a Calvin Klein t-shirt, men's medium, sold for 15 bucks. Got some Bonobos pants. These are men's 33, 32, sold for 31 bucks. Got a Telluride shirt. It's just a cool little funky graphic, kind of trippy looking. Talking about grassroots or something like that. $16. That's a men's medium. Then we got this Craftsman vest. This sold for $20. Men's large. We got a pair of Eddie Bauer pants, 21,193, 21,193, 193. See how quick that was to pull those pants, guys? Get your inventory system together with the links in the description. You can use all the products that I use to store almost 10,000 items. Well, 9,300 items. These pants are 34, 32, sold for 20 bucks. Then we have Levi's 527, men's 31, 34. These sold for $17.50 on the best offer. This right here is just a DOM, like the tag says DOM. It's like a blank type of shirt where they just use it to make graphics on. This is kind of like a gothic, like biker. It's got the iron crosses on it, got the skull with the fire. So the keywords I used were skull, iron cross, biker, thrash, gothic, because there's holes in the armpits, there's holes all over it, and there's stains. Sold for 25 bucks. Probably could have honestly sold for a lot more, but I took a best offer. And then we have this Russell athletic hoodie, sold for best offer of 18 bucks. Just a vintage Y2K, made in Mexico, sold for 18 bucks, plain hoodie. Now the last two items for eBay, I'll show you guys. Last two items for eBay are the older listings. Still not running the markdown sale. I'm still seeing okay success with that. And then I'll go over the Poshmark sales with you guys after that. Okay, so these are Old Navy jeans, women's size 4, Power Slim Straight, and they sold for 20 bucks. Like I said, this is 3912. You see the number difference, 3912, 21579. Really old item, but they sold for 20 bucks. And then this is a vintage No Boundaries, Newer Tags button-up white shirt, women's 3X, sold for 12 bucks. So those are the eBay orders going out, and now I'll get into the Poshmark orders with you guys. If you guys are using Vendoo, big shout out to you guys. Appreciate you guys using the link to go ahead and get another option, another platform to start cross-listing your items on. I don't know anything about any other cross-listing platforms because Vendoo's the one that I use. Maybe Vendoo's not the best. You know, maybe you can have better luck with another one. But if you want to sign up and use Vendoo, there is a discount code linked down below in the description. You get 25% off your first month. Maybe it works for you guys, maybe it doesn't. But if you do decide to join, use the unlimited plan. If you list over 750 items a month, it'll save you a lot of money. So for this comment right here. This is from Luke D 2735. Says, for those who struggle sourcing, there's always dismantling things for parts. And that's a astronomically great idea, right? Especially like if you're doing like cars or like vacuum cleaners or radios or like computers. Like you can dismantle things and part it out. When in doubt, part it out, right? Like Commonwealth Picker says. However, that's not something you can do for the clothing category. I can take buttons off of items and like sell buttons, or I can like, you know, dismantle zippers maybe off of items, but that's not going to generate me a lot of income, right? And that's going to be more tedious than anything. And then in order to get like traction on that, I'd have to bulk lot it up. So that means I'd have to tear apart a bunch of garments, get a bunch of different items, and then put them in a lot too. And that just really quality suggestion, just not that great for a clothing reseller to try and like part things out or dismantle things. If you're in electronics or something like that, very good suggestion, very great category to be able to do something like that in. Thank you for the suggestion, my friend. Another suggestion is from Victor Garcia. You should consider going to estate sales. They sometimes have good quality clothes. So here's the thing about that, right? What the new viewers of the channel don't know about me is that that used to be my only sourcing, was a local estate sales, local garage sales, and the local thrift stores, right? And while that works on like a 5, maybe 10, you know, a week scale, that doesn't work on a, you know, 210 item a week listing goal. It doesn't work. Now I did go to 2 estate sales this past weekend, and I was able to get, I think, like 4 or 5 hats from one of the estate sales, and then from the next estate sale I didn't get anything. The prices were too high, and it was on items that weren't worth the prices that they had on it, like $5 for Van Heusen and Arrow and those types of shirts. Like it's not worth me. They wanted $2 for a t-shirt, like not like a graphic tee, but like Hanes undershirt, like t-shirts that you buy like a 5-pack. They wanted $2 each for those, and like $2 for used underwear, like weird stuff, you know what I mean? So while estate sales can be extremely profitable, and I've had some success at estate sales before, for me and the area that I live in, the bulk of the clothing that is in an estate sale tends to not be stuff that's very, you know, very much value. Sometimes I get lucky and I'll find like a Carhartt jacket, but as far as that being like an exclusive business model, it's not something that's very profitable for me. It is supplemental. Like I can add it on top of me going to the bins or going to like a bigger city and sourcing, which is what I have to do. Since I live in a small town with not very much sourcing opportunity, I have to add on the bins, or I have to do the bins as the main source of inventory. I have hired a sourcer. She hasn't been working with me the last couple of weeks due to some personal issues. But then on top of that, everything else is being supplemented on top of that. So I have to try to implement local sourcing strategies on top of that. But I do appreciate the estate sale suggestion, especially with yard sale season. It's pretty much over with. It's frost on the ground. Windows are froze over this morning. I had to start my car and get it warmed up. So yard sales are probably pretty much done for the season. There may be 1 or 2 weekends with good enough weather to you know, to try to see the yard sale season out with. But we have a estate sale company that runs the estate sale out of the local mall, so that already tells you that the prices are going to be high, because in order to rent a store in the mall, like a flagship store in the mall, stupid crazy expensive, right? So you already know they're pricing everything up, and usually those places are not the places you find good clothing at anyway. It's going to be more based for like electronics and antiques and knickknacks and like hardware and stuff like that. So, you know, not really much to be gleaned from that. Another comment was Dante415 said, how do you deal with negative feedback? Just got my first negative feedback out of the 400 plus items I sold on eBay. The buyer didn't even reach out to give me the chance to fix the mistake, which is most likely theirs. They also had the item for 15 days before they left a negative feedback. you know, sometimes you just can't get a negative feedback removed. Sometimes it's really just up to the buyer to be able to voice their opinion, as what eBay says. So sometimes we got to take the hit. Now, with them having that item for 15 days, that kind of sucks. I really wish they would have reached out to you beforehand. But most of the times we get negative feedback, they don't reach out. If they reach out, you can give them a resolution. That usually prevents them from leaving the negative feedback. But in my case, the negative feedbacks that I do have are from buyers that left the negative feedback and would not respond to my messages for the resolution that I was trying to provide, right? So I kind of just got to take that one on the chin and just keep it moving. At the end of the day, negative feedbacks only hurt you. No one else cares about your negative feedback, right? So I've not seen any slowdown in sales due to me having, what, 2 or 3 negative feedbacks that I have, or whatever it is. I don't know. It's just not as big it's not as big of a deal as we think it is. Buyers aren't putting that much stock into negative feedback unless they see a boatload of negative feedback for like you scamming or ripping people off, or like not delivering quality products consistently. Then that probably will hurt you. But your first 1 out of 400, I wouldn't even trip off it. Reach out to eBay, reach out to the buyer, try to get the buyer to let you solve the problem and get a feedback revision request sent in. If they don't agree to that, then you might just have to let it time out, my friend. Okay guys, here we are with the Poshmark orders. We got 4 of them going out. This is a pair of Ann Taylor Loft women's size 29.8, so for 13 bucks. We have Michigan Wolverines hoodie. It's sold for 19 bucks. That's a men's large. Then we have this Old Navy button-up shirt, men's large, sold for 12 bucks. And we have this FCA Strong shirt. I don't even know what that is, but that shirt sold for $7. This is like a Catholic fellowship type of, or Christian fellowship type of shirt. Maybe it's like a local high school team or something or another. Men's small sold for 7 bucks. So not the greatest of sales, but hey, still 4 sales is 4 sales, right? I'm not going to be mad at it. So that is the sales. That is the questions that I had, or the feedback from the last video for you guys as well. Hopefully you guys are doing well. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Catch you guys on the next one. But until then, let's make this cash, guys. Peace.